The world is insane, and if you are rational, something's wrong with you. Stupidity is the new way of life. Common sense is dead. I'm serious, and I'm going to prove it to you. So you probably heard by now, Brittney Griner is free in exchange for a terrorist. Yes, I said terrorist. They officially call him an arms dealer, but he is a terrorist. And she was exchanged for him. We're looking kind of stupid right now. See you on the other side. I'm going to get to it. You didn't tune into this for me. You came to see what the heck I was talking about. And one of the best things to let you guys see is this article that I'm about to go over from the Huffington Post. So it says the GOP is refusing to celebrate Brittney Griner's release. There's some comments. There's quite a lot of them. You see the reactions. There's a lot of those. Gotta go over this article because it kind of proves my point about stupidity being rampant. Republicans and right-wing media figures have found a litany of reasons to be mad about the release of WNBA star Brittney Griner, who was freed in a prisoner swap Thursday after nearly a year in the Kremlin's clutches. Listen, it's not what you read per se, but it's also how you read what you read. You need to know the intent of what is being shown to you. And that's something that we lack a lot, is the discernment to say, what are these people saying? What's their agenda, if any? Are they reporting with or without bias? So let's take a look at this. Republicans. So for them to stick out Republicans and right-wing media figures have found a litany of reasons to be mad about the release. This is immediately saying Republicans are the bad guys, and only Republicans are upset or disappointed with her release. I'm going to tell you, there are Democrats and independents and whatever else in between that are upset about this. And there are Republicans and Democrats and anybody else that's in between that are happy about this. So Lydia O'Connor is obviously a Democrat trying to make Republicans the villain. Now, let's go further. She was freed from the clutches of the Kremlin. The clutches, as if she was being abused, mistreated, or if she was there by no fault of her own. Those of you that know the story know that her stupidity is what put her there. Now, I'm not saying that she shouldn't be out. 9-year sentencing for hash oil at an airport in Russia is very strict. But again, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. You're underneath their laws, right? Let's keep going. Much of their rhetoric centers on the bigoted assertion that Griner, a black gay athlete who has been vocal about police brutality and racial justice, is anti-American for being outspoken in politics and therefore unworthy of rescue by the Biden administration. Seriously, let me debunk this. Are there some racists out there that don't like the fact that Brittney Griner is black and that she's gay? Yeah, there's probably some. There's probably a few. But most people's disapproval and maybe outrage has nothing to do with her being black or gay. A lot of it has to do with her critiquing the country that she lives in. She's right to critique police brutality. She does not salute the flag. She does not normally stand on the court when the national anthem is being played. She seems to be so disheartened with the country that I could understand people not wanting to come to her rescue. Now, she does have a right to her opinion, but I haven't seen anybody just point out she's black and she's gay, and that's why we think she should be locked up. They also tried, when this first happened, to say because she's black and gay, Russia targeted her. The same Brittney Griner that played basketball for them for 8 years and arguably was their best player and I believe won them one European championship. Why would they target her? Did they not know that she was gay for the last 8 years? Was it not obvious? Did they miss the fact that she was black over the last 8 years? I don't think they target her because she was black and gay. Ex-President Donald Trump had one of the most aggressive attacks Thursday, writing on his social media platform, Truth Social, that Griner is a basketball player who openly hates our country and that it was a stupid and unpatriotic embarrassment for the USA to free her in exchange for Viktor Bout, a notorious Russian arms dealer. Again, guys, know what you are reading. It was an aggressive attack. The man's just disagreeing. I'm not in the Donald Trump fan club. Very few select things that he says that I have agreed with. There's no human being on earth that you should 100% agree with, even your identical twin. There's nothing wrong with the difference of opinion. Trump is merely showing his difference of opinion. And I kind of agree with him. It was stupid. It was unpatriotic, and it is an embarrassment. Let's just dumb it down and let's take Russia out of it. If we take Russia completely out and say, once upon a time, there was a drug dealer from Alaska, a drug kingpin. And let's say, because you guys know, if you look at the map, across the sea is Russia. And let's pretend instead of the drugs coming in Florida like they normally do, let's say they found a new way to sneak in drugs through Russia. Now that would be the long way, but let's just say that happens. And this drug kingpin gets arrested and he's in prison in New Mexico. And New Mexico has this football player. He did something stupid and got locked up in, we'll say, Alaska. So Alaska gives up this drug kingpin who is responsible for selling drugs in, let's say, 30 states, has 100 or 200 deaths on his resume, has destroyed a lot of communities with his illegal activities just to free this football player. Probably 99.99999% to the 99th power of us would have said, hell to the no. We exchanged an arms dealer for a basketball player. And to make matters worse, we left a Marine who's been there, 4 years? We left him over there to bring back a basketball player whose stupidity put herself there. No accountability for women, y'all. We're always going to come to a woman's rescue when a woman does something wrong. If Brittney Griner was a man, I seriously doubt if there would be so much pressure to have freed her. The guy would still be sitting there right now. Feel free to read the rest on your own. I want to go over the comments. This is the fun part, the comments. So let's go over the comments, okay? All right, so G to the S, okay? G to the S says GOP equals Nazi. Won't condemn a guy who wants our Constitution gone for power. Won't support a citizen's right to criticize our government. Take liberties away. Seen it before. That's pretty harsh. GOP equals Nazi. Okay. This to me is an irrational comment. Okay. I'm not telling you to be pro GOP, but to say GOP equal Nazi, there's a whole lot of people that are GOP that are not racist in the least. And there are many Democrats who are racist. just like there are many Democrats who are not and many Republicans who are. It is what it is. GOP is not the Nazi party. This comment is totally irrelevant to the conversation. It's a stupid comment. This is a lie. I've heard every conservative talk show host say, we're glad Griner's home, but it's also followed by why Paul Whelan, an open Trump supporter, was not released, given the White House did have a choice between Griner and Whelan, and the fact coming from Andrea Mitchell of all people, who later changed her story to it was Griner or no one. Again, the Biden administration caught in another lie. The conservatives are not mad Griner's home. They're mad at the lies and preferable treatment based on gender, race, party affiliation, and sexual orientation. I totally agree, because none of those things should matter. We're all Americans and deserve to be treated equally. His bags were packed and he was expecting to be home. Biden lied. Andrea Mitchell lied and said they made the deal. The only deal that was on the table, it was Brittney Griner. I felt very suspicious of that because Russia's been wanting this guy released for quite a while, even before Brittney Griner was a prisoner over there. America had Russia by the balls and could have said, not only we want 2 for 1, we want 3 or 4 for 1 or no deal, because they really wanted this guy back. Why did they allow this man to pack his bags as if he was going home? So this is a sensible comment that's rational. Leftists hate the military. Again, it would seem as if I'm leaning on the Republican side. I do not agree that leftists hate the military. Just because you are a leftist, just because you're a Democrat, just because you're liberal, does not mean you hate the military. I'm going to call it down the middle. I'm not pro-Democrat. I'm not pro-Republican. I'm pro-common sense, and I try to weed through this stupidity for you guys so you guys can at least think rationally. You don't have to totally agree with me, but I want you to be able to look past the propaganda and the stuff that makes no sense and at least come up with a sensible opinion instead of spitting out stupid crap like David Tibbetts did. Why should it celebrate a bad deal? Go, James. Why didn't Biden seek to get Paul released, who fought for this country, amen, instead of America-hating traitor who used drugs and smuggled them into Russia? A terrorist released back into the world to cause more death and destruction. Nice going, Biden. I totally agree. I am not going to call her a drug addict. I don't have proof that she's a drug addict. The only proof that I may have is she uses hash oil, but I'm not going to call her a drug addict. She's an athlete who probably gets tested on a regular basis. She's probably not going to risk her career like that, even though she did do something pretty stupid to get put into a Russian prison. But I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt that she makes more decisions that are wise than foolhardy decisions. She's not a druggie, but I do agree, why celebrate a bad deal? This guy's going to cause more death and destruction. I agree. Biden will say and do anything to get public approval. What is to be celebrated? The Russians gaining a dangerous asset in exchange for an America-hating racist entertainer, term used loosely, and it is America that is not celebrating, while Putin once again laps up another victory over the adults in charge in D.C. I kind of like that comment. I am not, though, going to say she's America hating and she's not a racist. I do not believe Brittney Griner to be a racist until I have proof. There's certain things I will not call you without a whole lot of proof. I don't even go on hunches. I'm not going to call you a racist or a pedophile. Those are 2 labels I don't give people until I know for a fact, because as soon as you label someone with those, you can destroy their life forever. And if you happen to be wrong, you've just ruined somebody's life or career. There are a lot of us that don't like police brutality. There are a lot of people that believe that black folks are mistreated, that there is a white supremacy in the banking system, in the prison system, and things of that sort. Yes, those things do exist. That doesn't mean you hate America or you are a racist. There are some people who are even pro-black or pro-Hispanic or pro-Asian, but it doesn't mean you're anti-white or anti-somebody else. It does not necessarily mean that you are racist. So I'm not going to go and put that on her. Paul Whelan has a 16-year sentence, has been in prison for 4 years, and should have been priority. Come on, Lydia. You can't argue with that. Paul Whelan has a 16-year sentence and has been in prison for 4 years and should have been a priority. The administration appears to have lied about the details of the release. That's a sensible comment. Griner knew drugs she had were illegal and she admitted it in court. I'm glad when any American is brought home. The downside is it puts other Americans in jeopardy. I think they were in a hurry, and if they had waited, both would have been coming home. Very sensible answer. What do you guys think? Do you think we should have gotten a basketball player out who put herself in that situation over a Marine who served our country? Should we have just let them stay there and work out another deal and never let this guy go? The arms dealer that we let go, maybe we should have kept him? What if this guy goes back to his old profession and more innocent lives get killed? We let out a criminal and I'm not going to call Griner a criminal. I think she made a stupid mistake. And I'm not going to call Paul Whelan a criminal either, because I have no proof that he is. But definitely the arms dealer was a criminal, and we let out a criminal for a celebrity. You're seeing immorality and stupidity at its best, and it's coming from the leader of our country, the president. It just absolutely makes no sense. Brittney should be home, but Paul definitely should have been on the plane with you. You did not deserve to go before Paul. Look at the video of the exchange. He's smiling and shaking hands. Notice he had no handcuffs. They're not going to put him in prison to serve the rest of his sentence for the crimes that he committed. We all should collectively be ashamed of how stupid we look when other countries are looking at what we did. President made a boneheaded move that's probably going to get him a lot of votes, and he's probably thinking about 2024, and he doesn't give a damn about the innocent lives that may lose their lives as a result of letting this man out.